Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I make a lot of lifestyle content, working out, decorating, all about my wedding. So if you are into any of that, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. But let's go ahead and get started. So in today's video, I am going to be talking all about how I lost 20 pounds in 3 months. Over the course of the summer, I really dove deep into my heart and my soul, and it was hard. It was definitely hard, but I'm glad that I did it. And so I shared a post on Instagram. I'll go ahead and list it right here what the post was, and asked a lot of you if you would want to see a video on what I did to make this goal a reality. And surprisingly, a lot of you really wanted to see this content. So here it is, brought to you live right now. All the tips and tricks, everything I did, the good, the bad, the ugly, like I'm really just gonna get into all of it. So buckle up. Here we go. I went ahead and wrote down some notes just to keep me on track and to make sure I touch all the points that I want to get across today. So the first thing that I want to talk about is getting started. So mentally, physically, preparing yourself for what's about to happen. Anytime I cut or try to lose weight, I give myself a week to eat the foods that I really enjoy. For me, I love pancakes so much. I cheated so much with pancakes. That's my thing. I know some people were like chocolate sweets. No, I love pancakes. But I gave myself a week to eat the foods that I love while mentally telling myself that, you know, on Monday is when you're gonna start. So I would give myself a full week to mentally prepare. That way, when I actually did it, it wasn't like, you know, shock and I, you know, wasn't ready. For me, that just works really well. On top of that, I feel like you really need to have a goal or some type of motivation. If you just decide like, oh, I'm just gonna lose weight, you're probably not gonna stick to it. And not that that says anything about you, it's just, that's not really how the mind works when it comes to things like that. If you're gonna be making a pretty big change in your everyday life, you really need to have something to keep you grounded and keep you consistent, because you're going to hit a point when you want to give up. That's just life. And if you don't have that reason why to keep pushing you, you really are just going to give up. So for me, it was my wedding, you know, and having that hard stop date, I think really benefited me. So our wedding is November 1st. And so I knew by November 1st, I wanted to be X weight. And you only get married once in your life. So kind of a really good motivator, and I truly think that that's why it was much easier than I thought it was going to be, because I knew why I was doing it and I knew the reason I was doing it was concrete. Like, it's not moving, so I can either do the work and be the weight I want to be at my wedding, or not do the work and then be disappointed in myself. So it made it really easy for me to stay on track. The very first thing that I integrated into my change, which was a very small change, was intermittent fasting. I'm not someone who's a big breakfast eater as is, so implementing intermittent fasting really wasn't that difficult for me. Basically what I did is I just gave myself anywhere from a 6 to an 8 hour window, and some days I would be lenient if I needed to be, and some days I would stick to it. That's honestly like the biggest takeaway from this video. If you hear nothing else from this video, you need to find something that works. As long as you are like 80% of the time very consistent and 20% of the time cheating, like, you have to give in to those indulges every once in a while, not often, like every once in a while, or else it's really easy to lose motivation, to binge. If you're someone like me, I do have a problem with binge eating. Like this mindset of, oh, I've been so good, like now I can eat all the calories that I was restricting from myself. And so by giving myself a little bit when I really felt like I needed it, like it was gonna benefit my mental health, I found that that helped me stay consistent. And one of the ways I did that, like I said, something that I really love is pancakes. For you, this can be chocolate, whatever. So instead of making 3 pancakes covered in syrup, I would make just a little baby pancake and still use butter, still use syrup. Like, you want it to taste the way you remember it, so you get that satisfaction of eating the thing that you're craving, but you're eating it in a much, much, much smaller quantity. So if you really, really have to give in to that moment, just do a very small version of what you would do if you weren't trying to lose weight. So moving into meals with intermittent fasting, and also just some examples of some of the meals I made. I had people DMing me asking me what I was eating, so I figured it would be beneficial to just share on this video all the things that I would do, some examples of lunches, things like that. So I would start every morning with a coffee, anywhere from 8 to 9 a.m. and I would have a coffee until about noon or 1 p.m. at which point I would then have a variation of different lunches. So some days it would be oatmeal, and not like, you know, the crazy fitness people oatmeal, just good old Quaker and Oats oatmeal you buy at the store. I really like the apple and cinnamon kind. I also really love the AHA seltzer water. The black cherry, I believe is the name of it, with coffee is my absolute favorite. It tastes like a Tootsie Roll. So if you're into that, I think you would really enjoy that one. Sometimes I would have a really large salad, which I found to be something I looked forward to each day, because I could do like a whole bag of lettuce and 2 tomatoes and salt and pepper, and it would be like practically no calories, but I would be very, very full. And that's another route that I tried to go, is what are foods that are not calorie dense that I can eat a lot of, because I really enjoy the feeling of being full. So I most days went with a really, really large salad, just because it satiated my, you know, food want the most. Other lunches I would do, I did breakfast for lunch a lot, so like eggs and toast and turkey bacon. Turkey bacon's really underrated. I used to be someone who talked shit on turkey bacon, but if you like almost burn it and really, really get it crispy, it's actually very good. Like, turkey bacon's pretty underrated. So yeah, I mean, I didn't change it up too much with lunches. It was pretty much just a variation of those things, and I'm having a hard time thinking off the top of my head other breakfasts or other lunches that I would make. But moving into dinner, one of my most favorite dinners that I do is shredded chicken or just cube chicken with red pepper, both roasted in a pan over white rice with broccoli. And then I would make a kind of like, not dressing, but like sauce. I would just mix lemon juice and honey together until it created a nice paste, and I would put that over the chicken and the red pepper, and it is so, so good, very low in calories. So definitely try that out if you're looking for an easy, yummy, sweet, healthy dinner option. And then we also have been doing a lot of soups, just because it is the winter. So chicken noodle soup, white chicken chili, healthy chili recipes. There are so many things that you can find on Pinterest. So with me not eating breakfast and lunch being really small, dinners tended to be much larger, which I actually really enjoyed, because then I didn't have to be as conscientious about the calories that I was consuming, because I knew the majority of my calories were coming from dinner, and that also gave me some freedom in my foods as well. So again, like I said, I mean, it's really just about finding what works for you and your body type and the way you like to eat, all of that. It's not one size fits all. It's not do this, this, and this, and you're gonna lose weight. You have to do variations of things that are specifically for you. Having, you know, 700-800 calories left and then making dinner, it made it a lot easier for me to eat things that I really enjoyed. And then another thing that I did too, like we do tacos at least once a week, and instead of doing it on like a bed of chips or doing tortillas, I would do it over a bed of lettuce. So that takes some calories away as well. So it's really just finding alternatives to the foods you love and doing it in a more health-focused way. So you can still eat the things you love. Like, I still ate pancakes once a week. I just didn't eat 3. I ate a really small one. I still had chips if I really was feeling like having chips, but we started buying the little bags of chips instead of like a bag of chips. That way I was able to put into my calorie counter exactly how many calories towards chips I was eating, and then I fit that into my daily calories. The calorie counter that I used was my FitnessPal which just looks like this, and I'm sure most people have heard of MyFitnessPal, and I would eat anywhere from 1,400 calories to 1,500 calories a day, and that was having me lose anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds a week. It really just depended on like how low or high on that scale it was, and also my activity levels as well. Moving into working out, believe it or not, in the 3 months that I lost 20 pounds, I did not step foot in a gym one time. Not a single time. And it honestly changed the way I look at fitness. For so long, I felt like I needed to be in a gym to lose weight, whether that be for my personal growth or, you know, that's just the way it is or whatever. Like, you just hear it preached, but nope, didn't step one time into a gym. And I really used my environment around me, and I got really creative with my workouts, which made it really fun, honestly. Like, I had fun. So a typical day in my workout would be, I would wake up, get my coffee, drink my coffee, and then I would go anywhere from a 1 to a 3 mile run. And it would just depend on my energy levels that day. You know, if the coffee was really hitting and I was feeling good, I could run up to 3 miles. But if I just wasn't feeling very good that day, or it was cold, you know, it's harder to breathe when it's cold outside, then I would only run a mile. And again, it's just, the most important thing is that you're eating healthy and you're moving your body. And I tried not to put too much pressure on myself. Like, I knew that losing weight is a journey, not like it's gonna happen next week. So when I needed to take it easy on myself, I took it easy on myself. And when I had the energy to push myself, I pushed myself. So I would start the morning with a run, and then I would come home and just kind of chill, start work, all that good stuff. And occasionally, I would say 2 to 3 times a week, maybe 1 to 2 times a week, I would do strength training for about 30 minutes. And I have a at-home gym. I'll go ahead and insert it right here, a picture. Nothing fancy. I bought all these things from Amazon, Target, Marshalls, and I just created a little nook in my attic where I could do at-home workouts, and that was my gym, and I really enjoyed it. So that I would do for 30 minutes around lunchtime, 1 to 3 times a week. And then at night, we have 2 dogs. We only had 1 for the majority of the summer. We did get a second one. I'll go ahead and link that video right here as well. We just got a Pomchi. We would take a long walk every night. It's gotten colder and we have a lot of wedding stuff to do right now, so we have fallen off of walking our dogs. It's only been like once or twice a week. But in the summer, we were walking our dog every single day, and it was so great just for mental balance. I was getting more steps in my day, and we would have really great conversation. That was the biggest part. We would leave our phone at home and we would just go on a walk, and our walks were anywhere from half a mile if we were like, wow, it's really hot, this sucks, you know, doesn't need to be long. Or it would go up to 3 miles if we wanted to do a trail or a really long walk with our dog if it wasn't too hot for him and he could handle it. So I just found ways to fit workouts and moving my body and eating healthy foods or unhealthy foods, but into a specific calorie limit. And those are the things that I did to make this work for me. And you know, I know 20 pounds isn't really that much, and I'm sure people that are struggling to lose much more than that, they really have motivation and determination, and I am like so impressed by them. You guys are amazing, you're killing it, keep going. But I'm really proud of myself because I set a goal to do this in this amount of time, and I did it. So I'll go ahead and insert some before and after pictures right here. I didn't take very many pictures, which is one of my biggest regrets. There were a couple binging episodes throughout the experience that I obviously regret, but you know, that's just the progress, that's just the journey. You fall down a couple of times, and What matters is that you wake up the next day and you say, okay, today's a new day, let's get back on it. There were just a couple more things I wanted to hint on. Sorry, I keep looking at my notes because I want to make sure I talk about everything. Another really great tool for me, so I have the Apple Watch, which is really great. I know some people have Fitbits. There's a lot of different options out there to count like your steps, and that's what I did. So I have this app on my Apple Watch. It's called Pedometer. You download it on your phone and it like tracks here. And I came from a Fitbit over to an Apple Watch, so moving from seeing my steps as like the main thing that I track my like success or progress with to an Apple Watch, which is where you have your 3 activity rings, was a very big challenge for me. And so when I found this app, I was really happy because I was able to start using steps again. And I actually adjusted my Apple Watch home screen to be a similar layout to the Fitbit, in the sense that my main focus is that pedometer. It's gonna update here, unless that's actually where I'm at. Must be where I'm at. And so it tells you how many steps you have, and then I still have my activity over here, but this is the most important thing to me because that's just what I know coming from a Fitbit, and I really like to see how much movement I'm doing, more so than just exercise minutes. I wanna see how much I'm moving my body. And you know, with the Apple Watch, the exercise minutes only counts if your heartbeat is over a certain limit. So, you know, for example, those long walks we would go with our dogs, if we're just strolling for an hour and my heart rate isn't getting that high, it might not count that as activity, but I count that as activity, and it is still activity. You are still moving your body, so you should get credit for that. And so yeah, I really like that. If you have an Apple Watch, again, the app is called Pedometer, and I think there's a plus at the end, and it will help so much, make you feel really great about the work you're doing if you're putting in the work. All right, so there are 2 other tips or things that I did that I felt were really beneficial for me in this time. One of which was I weighed myself every Friday. So I didn't weigh myself every day, but I did want to weigh myself at least weekly so I could know if I was falling off track, if I was, you know, doing too much or too little. And that was really helpful for me because I knew Friday morning at 8 a.m. my weigh-in was coming. So if I like dicked around in the weekend and ate a bunch of bad foods for me, I mean, one, I wasn't gonna weigh myself after that because that would just make me sad. But then Monday would roll around and I'm like, okay, I know that I'm weighing in 4 days, so I need to get back on track. And I just found that weighing in 1 day a week, again, it's like a mini goal. So my big goal is 20 pounds by November 1st. Having those little mini weekly goals, again, just keeps you on track, keeps you having something to look forward to keep you accountable. Honestly, just so great. And tagged on to the Friday weigh-ins, my stepmom and I actually were in this together. So we decided that we both were gonna use the summer to lose the weight we wanted to lose. She wanted to lose 30 pounds, I wanted to lose 20 pounds, and obviously she is going to be walking down the aisle also with my dad, and so we decided we were going to be a team this summer, and we texted almost every day about struggles we were having, foods we were eating, what was going right, what was going wrong. But the most important thing is every single Friday when we weighed ourselves, we would text it to each other and we would just talk about what the week was looking like, what are we gonna do different next week, and having someone to be like your support system, but specifically to do it with you. I know not everybody can have that, but if you can get someone to join in and this be a thing you do together, it makes it so much easier and better, because if they are like doing really well and you kind of are fucking around, they can kind of help motivate you to get back on track, and vice versa. So it was really nice that through all of this we had each other to go to when things were hard or we wanted to give up, because losing weight is not pretty. Like at the end you feel great and you look back at it, like I can look back on it now and be like, that really wasn't that hard, you know? But it was hard, and there were so many days that I wanted to give up, I wanted to quit, I didn't care, you know, and that's the side I feel like people kind of should be showing on YouTube or in their journeys. Not just showing, look at me, I lost this weight and I look better now, but this was really hard. This took a lot of work, and because of that, I'm proud. Not just proud of the new body, be proud of the work you did. Be proud of the fact that you did not give up when you wanted to. That, in my opinion, is the biggest success. That is all that I have for this video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. If you are also on a weight loss journey, or you have been, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to share stories, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye!